Howdy do, Captain reporting. That is my given trail name. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about day 13, 14, and 15. So this is getting back on the trail from Idlewild at Paradise Valley Cafe and then walking pretty much to a place called tehquitz Meadows, which I would say is one side of San Jacinto. And this means traversing through the San Jacinto wilderness. Now, we start on day 13. Patrick, our beautiful trail angel, gives us a lift back to Paradise Valley Cafe, PVC. And we know that there's a weather front coming in, and it's a cold one. It's a cold weather front. We know there's going to be gusts of about 40 miles per hour. And we're like, yeah, let's take it on the mountain. We're prepared. We got enough food. We know how to handle ourselves. So we head out. It's a beautiful day on day 13, and we start walking. Again, everything just seems like our personal Joshua tree. The rocks are amazing and big. The heat is banking down. We're finding little crevices to kind of just hang in for a little bit while we take a break. And it's really lovely. Now, as we mount towards the crest and it gets to about 4 or 5 p.m., we can feel and see the clouds that kind of coming in over the ridge and down the other side, and there feels like big gusts of wind. Then we meet a woman called Baby Steps, a really interesting character, immediately like good energy. So we walked with her for a little bit, and she asked where we're going to stay, and we said, look, we're going to go down Cedar Springs. Skidoo has a long history with Cedar Springs. It's accessible from one of the Mountain Valley roads. I think it's Mountain Valley and Idlewild. So you can just park up there and do the trailhead. So when he was 15, younger, he might have been younger. That's when he first learned about the PCT, because the Cedar Spring route goes up over the mountain and then down the other side, and halfway through the PCT cuts. So we knew he knew he wanted to be in Cedar Springs. So we cut down Cedar Springs, it's a mile off trail. It's one of the water points as well where you can go filter water from the stream. And Baby Step says she's going to come with us. By the time we get down there, A, it's very windy. B, it's getting dark. And C, it's feeling just a little trepidatious, you know? We get into this place, it's dark now, can't really see too much. Kind of can see that there's big trees around, which I love, but we're just laying down for a cowboy camping. We ruck out a spot. We see there's a couple of trees leaning over. We're like, maybe that would do it, but it was fine. So we lay down, and then, day 14, I'll give you a little a field entry right now. Good morning, good morning. We've woken up at Cedar Springs in this gorgeous incense cedar grove, and the storm front has come in. It was windy last night. We cowboy camped still, obviously. And we've just spent the past couple hours deliberating about whether or not we carry on for the day, because good cover is going to be hard to come by, and we've currently got a really good spot. So I think, and it is currently 8:20 in the morning, we've decided that we're going to kind of do a 0 day, set up camp, stay the day here. It's windy, it's cold, so we can warm up, we can eat, and then the next day, tomorrow, we can take off. So we're kind of settling in for a gorgeous day in this grove. So we'd made that decision that we were going to do a 0 day. So Baby Steps takes off. They're going slower, as from the name. They just like truck for hours, and they get their miles in. And so we decide, we've also now got matching sleeping bags, because my one failed. So I bought a new one when I was in Idlewild. Here's a good little picture. And we've decided that we're going to stay in Cedar Springs. So we wake up, and Skidoo already knows this. I didn't. There are these beautiful incense cedars around. Now, incense cedars aren't actually part of the cedrus family, like the cedar of Lebanon and that kind of thing. They're actually part of the Cupressaceae family. That is something I just learned. I've been calling Cupressaceae. So Cupressaceae is a family that also includes my favorite tree, the Sequoiadendron sempervirens, the coastal redwood, and also has things like junipers, some of these fake cedars like incense cedars. Anyway, their bark is kind of stringy and beautiful. They're very fire resistant, and these trees are gorgeous. They're big, and they create this space, and it was just so beautiful to spend the day there, because it was also a bit of a wind barrier. So what did we do all day? I mean, we waited for people to leave, because there was a few other people camping there. We set up our tents because we knew it was going to be windy. And Skidoo's a filmmaker. He's been wanting to show me some of his films. I've been wanting to see them. So we kind of tucked up, kept warm, watched some of his videos, which are unbelievable. One of them moved me to tears, actually. And they're all nature related. So Grand Canyon or Mono Lake. So we did that. By the time I went for a little walk, doing a little bit of work. A little bit of content creation. And, you know, trying to find service on the side of a hill. Throughout it, there were little bits of wildlife. There was someone pointing out a snow plant. I mean, it gave me a shiver up my leg because it's not a mushroom, but it comes out of like just detritus, leaf litter. It's not green. It's like kind of spooky. And yeah, there were birds, these beautiful birds that are kind of like they can grip onto the bark of these trees. So they're just kind of like dipping around. It was super lovely. And then because the storm was coming in, we were 2 of 18 tents in this camp. And like, there's no running water. It's just stream water. This isn't prepared for that kind of thing to an extent. So like 18 people come in. We've already had a few drinks, a few smokes. And we were just like kind of being piratey. We'd commandeered some like barricaded areas to break from the wind. And we looked like we owned a ship and we're just kind of welcoming people in. And then as the night went down, the wind picked up and you could see through the trees all the way down to Palm Springs. And you'd have this, like through the trees, you would see these lights, and then the clouds would come over and blank out, and then the lights would emerge again. And it felt like the ultimate juxtaposition of kind of rural and urban, you know, like I'm out in the forest, but then I can see the city, and then the cloud goes, you know. So that was really, it was a great day, and I'm glad we did it. And we made the decision. It was a hard decision, as you saw from that field entry, you know, like just doing the zero. So we go to sleep, we wake up, we're like, let's get an early start, and we crack on day 15, facing the weather, which we may have got a little bit wrong. So we head up to the ridge and we start walking. The next stop would be Apache Springs if we needed water, but we didn't. We had it from Cedar. And then this day was it was moody. It was really moody. I was wearing long johns underneath my trousers because it was that kind of day. Everything got wet. I had my rain jacket on, and it was a really beautiful section, but for the first 6 hours, it was just windy and wet. And so it was hard to kind of enjoy it as much. I say that, right? Like I did a month around the UK this January, just trying to showcase national parks in winter. And so like I had the wind, so that wasn't too crazy. It was an element of familiarity, but I came here for the sun. I came here for that hot, reliable weather. And so then by the afternoon, when the views did start coming out between the clouds, there were some spectacular shots. And like some of the paths, you can see it carved out of the mountain, and there's nothing else there. And it just goes and goes and goes. And there's something beautiful and humbling about, I don't know, just how big that sense of self is, and big the rest of the world. I guess it's kind of existential. We made it up to the saddle and then down into Tehquitz Meadows. This was a pleasant surprise. You could either go on the PCT or take an alternative to Tehquitz Meadows. And that we decided to do. The trees had started to get big again. We could see on the ridge they were actually frozen like an elevation higher than us. And because we'd started to descend now, we were in this creek. And it was a long, hard day of walking. I was thankfully dry. And then we dropped into Tehquitz Meadows. It was very cute. It was very cold. And that's where we spent the night. Captain reporting is my given trail name. I guess maybe let's start there. So I was trying it out in Idlewild, and someone had given it to me. The obvious one is Captain Morgan. I did get someone being like Captain Jack Sparrow, and I was like, sure, that works as well because it's Johnny Depp with an English accent. But also there's this like backstory. When I was younger, my dad and my uncle would call me and my cousin Capitancitos, and they would be Capitan. And so I guess this is my coming into Capitan, and I guess becoming a man. Obviously, I think I'm a man right now, bearded and whatnot, and I'm old enough. But it was just a nice kind of tidbit. And yeah, the next few days are going to be about the other side of San Jacinto. So please come back and stay tuned.